One of the key things that for this week is going to be trying to get our spirits up and trying to realize we have an opportunity in front of us with 5 straight home games, coming off a disappointing road trip where we were in both games, had a chance to win both games and didn't win either of them. That can be very disheartening to all involved when you're putting the amount of time and energy that you do into a basketball season as players and coaches. And the reality of it is if you let that affect the next time out, it's just going to compound your problems. So best thing we can do is try and get our spirits up, try and get ourselves prepared for two tough opponents coming in, and we'll see if we can do that. Watching La Tech, they just create havoc with their style of play. I mean, they double you and press you and cause you all kinds of problems when you're trying to execute offense against in a kind of an unconventional defense at times. And then you go down to the other end and it's a lot about individual drives and trying to make plays for each other, not a lot of on-ball screens, and just trying to use their personnel. They're doing a good job of that. They've got they play 4 guards a lot. They've got really quick, active players, and they're playing to their strengths. And after starting out 0-3, they've done a real good job of winning 3 straight and being in every game. And obviously we feel fortunate to have won down there, one of our few shining moments on the road. New Mexico State then comes in, quick turnaround, 1 o'clock game on Saturday, and their size and talent level present lots of problems. We're back to a big issue on the boards with their height and their bulk. They have a premier player, obviously, in Wendell McInnes, and Ernst is a senior and a very good job of leading their team. They've got size and athleticism. They've done a good job right now in second place in our league. So, on to the next week and try and put the past week behind you. Easier said than done.
Any more? I was thinking about this morning. Do you have any thoughts right now? I know it's probably early, but with Brady's situation yesterday being announced, of how does that change how you start to get ready or think about next year a little bit? Because I know you were probably thinking of a spot for him. Does that change things of how you start to recruit or change players' feelings or anything? Anything there, Stu?
We were excited about having Brady back, obviously, but we had recruited in the fall based on him being a senior, and expecting not to have him this year. So it was just a bonus for next year, certainly not for this year, that we were going to have him. So the signing of Sean Harris was, with that in mind, that Brady was going to be a senior and going to be gone. Obviously, Sean's got ACL problems, and certainly that's a concern. But the fact that we looked at it that way in the fall gave us gives us at least a power forward in Sean Harris, and certainly in Keyshawn. So and Ben Clifford obviously playing there as well. So our first and foremost job in recruiting is trying to fill other needs besides the post right now.
Without sharing personal stuff, I could tell last night that it had been tough. Can you just talk about what Brady's reaction was to all this stuff yesterday? I mean, that kind of stuff. It's hard. It was hard on him and hard on our coaching staff. We met with him and he was crushed by it. So were we. It's part of life, I guess. Everything, the longer we all live, the more we know it. It doesn't always go the way we want it to. Brady will have no. You coach a lot of kids in your coaching crew, and you've done it as long as I have, and
some you really worry about what they're going to do when basketball's over, how they're going to make their way in the world. I have no such concerns over Brady Jardine. Brady will be highly successful. That's just, he's got the drive and the personality and the smarts and all that to make it happen. But can't ever get your senior year back, you know. I mean, he didn't get to have a senior year, and that'll always be a huge disappointment. But he did get to have some awfully good years, and that'll help him, I think.
Just one last question about Brady. It seems like not having him there, I mean, it seems like it's different at home. And I know a couple of the games, like the Pacific game and some of the Pocatello, I mean, they're up there just kind of coaching from the bench, like helping, you know, motivate the players and stuff. I think that's been one thing maybe that's been missing is just with his vocal leadership and his.
If he had been playing, I agree with that. I think it's really hard when you're not playing to be the kind of leader that he is. I mean, you're just, you know, you're not out there, and you're not out there in practice and all of that. So, you know, I mean, our road woes haven't been a result of him not being there. Our road woes have been a result of us not getting it done on the road. So but obviously he's staying a part of it as much as he can, and will participate in senior night, and you know, we'll celebrate his career just like the other seniors on that night.
Do you know why Gaskins didn't play?
I don't. We've been trying to find out. I've left that up to my SID to find that out, and he hasn't come through yet. We can't seem to find out why he didn't play. He had 11 points in the Nevada game, and you know, played pretty well against us, and you know, we're just assuming he's going to play. I don't know what was up there. They're on lockdown at La Tech. We're not. We don't know anything.
Because I mean, he just adds one more scorer. It just seems like if they into their outside rotation, if they have him.
Exactly. Yeah, they just keep coming at you with guards and tough matchups and quickness, and you know, just and he's another one of those guys. So, you know, Appleby had 30 against New Mexico State. He's a freshman. He's going to be special if he isn't already special. So, you know, McNeil hurt us down there. Had a really good game against us. You know, they just got a lot of interchangeable parts with the way they're playing. You know, they do have a couple big kids, and they kind of you know, play a couple of them at the 5, and sometimes Gibson's at the 4. Sometimes they go smaller, and it just depends.
The younger freshman Kaiser when he plays, it looks like he's really a pretty good shot blocker and intimidator. One lanky kid.
Yeah, I mean, if they got, yeah, I mean, he's certainly part of the whole equation. That's for sure.
Do you feel like the way you rebounded this past weekend gives you a little better chance this time against New Mexico State on the boards, or is that a complete? I mean, Nevada's a big team to some extent.
Their Munskins compare to New Mexico State. I mean, Nevada's athletic, but they're not, you know, they're not 6'11" and 300 or whatever a couple of their guys are. You know, they're more 6'8", 6'7", and athletic and strong. And but it was encouraging how we rebounded. I mean, you know, it just like I said last night, it just seems like it's one phase of the game or the other that crops up. You know, be it offense one night or defense another night, or like a rebounding or turnovers, or you know, we're close night in and night out. We're close. We've been very competitive, but just haven't. Competitive doesn't get you W's. We haven't quite got over the hump.
Do you think the turnovers are trying too hard, or I mean, it seems like you said, you got the rebounds. It seems like turnovers just at times are really awesome.
Pressure, you know, pressure from the defense, pressure when the game's on the line. Pressure is the word I would use. How do you handle pressure? and we haven't handled it very well. We got to do a better job, and we'll be in some more close games. So hopefully we can turn it around. A lot of games left. We are 12-12. We are not, 0-24.
I think the one other thing I had about New Mexico State to ask you was, people will see a different guy, it looks like, in Rahman this year than what we've seen the last. I think after his freshman year, the last 2 years we haven't seen the same guy inside, and he's really been effective this year scoring.
Oh man, yeah, high percentage, and he plays 19 minutes a game, and averages double figures, and he's just he's just a force inside. He demands a double team, and that causes you problems you go double him, and then how do you block Wendell off? And Wendell is the best rebounder in the league. So, yeah, they present lots of problems with their personnel. They got a 6'8" guard. Guarding him is an issue. He plays 2 and 3. Then the freshman 2 guard that gets 6 rebounds a game. Blocking him off is another problem. They really fly up and down, and it'll be a challenging game. Both games will be. Hopefully, we go into that one with a little momentum.
Do you feel like the 1 o'clock tip will affect the crowd at all?
Hope not. Logan's an interesting place on Saturdays. People have lots of activities, lots of things with their kids and all of that, which I fully understand. But hopefully, there's enough that can free up time to come to the game. Usually when there's national television involved, that usually motivates a few. So hopefully that'll help. Odd time, determined a long time ago. Television rules the world. They tell you when you're going to play.
You've always liked TV games, though.
Oh yeah, TV.
Taking the chance.
Exposure is good. Exposure of our arena and all of that. It's better when you win. Exposure's a funny thing that way. It's better when you win. But yeah, I've always said I'll play anytime for TV. So.